Confident people own their mistakes. Narcissists blame others. Confident people set boundaries. Narcissists test them. Confident people will ask questions. Narcissists just assume that they're right. Confident people want the truth, whereas narcissists only want to win. Confident people celebrate others. Narcissists compete with them. Confident people will apologize, whereas narcissists will double down and saying you're wrong. Confident people seek growth. Narcissists demand approval. Confident people and narcissists can often look the same on the surface, but it's important to spot the difference.
So my favorite quote that I've ever heard about marriage came from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He said, "Marriage is a long conversation." And to me, what that means is that when you marry someone, you should ask yourself a question. Do you believe that this is a person you're going to enjoy talking to for the rest of your life? Because everything else in a relationship is transitory. Looks come and go, interests come and go, finances come and go, family problems come and go. But at the end of the day, can you spend the rest of your life in this conversation? To me, this is so profound because all the things that we care about when we're young, when we meet somebody, 99% of them will not matter anymore once we hit old age. Careers come and go, money comes and goes, families come and go. But if you can sustain that conversation through everything else, you can always have a great marriage. I've got 5 uncomfortable, healthy questions that people should talk to their partner about. The first one is, what should we argue about more often that we don't? The second one is, do you feel like you have a healthy and thriving identity outside of the relationship? The next one, what do you think we take for granted about each other? I had a good friend who once described love as the opposite of taking each other for granted. And he had been divorced twice, so he kind of knew what he was talking about. Question number 4 is, what's something that you used to believe was true about love that you don't anymore? Finally, number 5, what have you forgiven me for without telling me? Good luck with that one. I've got If somebody says one of these 3 things on a date, then you should run the other way as fast as you can. The first one is, my ex was absolutely crazy. A big red flag. Because guess what? Everybody's fucking crazy. I'm crazy. You're crazy. Your ex is crazy. My ex is crazy. Everybody's crazy. That doesn't mean anything unless they have clear-cut lessons and answers to why things fell apart. That is somebody who has not processed their own actions and behaviors properly, and you should probably run the other way. Number 2, I don't see the point of talking about my feelings. Well, I don't see the point of talking to you, sir, because if we can't talk about our feelings, then like, what are we talking about? I can just go Google that shit. Number 3, I don't really do labels. You know who doesn't do labels? People who don't do responsibility. Because as soon as you label something, then you're accountable for it. So people who don't do labels, you shouldn't expect anything of them. You should run the other way. I have a theory. Every adult you see is kind of just an 8-year-old in a big body. And that's because everybody grows up, but not everybody becomes emotionally mature. See, most people don't realize this, but emotional maturity is not natural. It's actually learned, and most people never got trained properly. They just got shamed for it. And that's not necessarily our fault, because, well, maybe our parents didn't know how to be emotionally mature. When we don't know how to handle our emotions, we end up numbing them. But see, emotional maturity cannot be faked. It has to be earned. And you earn it by stomaching the bad times. Learning how to deal with the worst parts of yourself, learning from your mistakes, putting in the effort to listen and empathize and care about others. In this sense, the growth itself is not fun or exciting or sexy. It does not feel good, but the result makes everything else in your life that much better. Number 1, how well they handle hard conversations. By now, you should have had your first fight and seen how each of you responds to it. This is actually the true test of a relationship. Not how good things are when everything's great, but how well you handle conflict and adversity. Number 2, what pisses them off? If you don't know what sets your partner off, well, it's probably you. Number 3, what makes them feel seen? Everyone responds to different types of affection, and by this point, you should know what makes them feel loved. Number 4, what their farts sound like.
Are they a squeaker, a silent but deadly, or like a Harley Davidson? Number 5, what space really means when they ask for it. Some people need quiet to think. Other people want distance so they can avoid accountability. Learn to spot the difference. And number 6, whether they're capable of growth. If you're the only one evolving in the relationship, then the relationship is already dying.
If you can't have a hard conversation with someone you love, then maybe you're not as close as you thought you were. Now, I know this is hard to hear, people don't like hearing it, but it's true. Why? Because real intimacy requires conflict. If you can't fight well together, then you're probably not gonna love well together or for very long either. See, if you're afraid that they'll leave when you're honest, then that's a huge red flag. What you have is not love, it's a performance. The people you're closest to should be the ones who handle your hardest truths, not run away from them. We also tend to confuse a lack of conflict with intimacy. But intimacy without honesty and without conflict just turns into quiet resentments. The truth is that most of us like the idea of love more than the reality of what it demands of us. Because love is not always happy. It doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, and sometimes you get a little friction up in there.
These are 5 completely normal things that don't have to be a red flag. Number 1, not texting back immediately. Constant access is not the same thing as constant connection. And if you feel the need for instant replies to feel secure, that's your problem, not theirs. Number 2, wanting alone time. Needing space doesn't mean that they're pulling away from you. It just means that they know how to regulate themselves without using you as an emotional crutch. Number 3, not having the same hobbies. You're not supposed to be clones of each other. You're supposed to be individuals who choose to be together. Number 4, disagreeing on small stuff. Healthy relationships aren't about avoiding disagreement. They're about handling disagreements without turning them into drama or disasters. Number 5, taking time to open up. Vulnerability is earned. It's not owed to each other. Someone who opens up slowly is protecting themselves, not necessarily hiding something from you. These are